Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to raise further awareness of an issue of great importance to this legislative body and to many of our constituents. The problem of drug shortages, specifically cancer drug shortages. As a physician, I know this has been a problem for decades, and there isn't one solution to the problem. But let me tell you some personal stories I've heard recently. I heard this month from a family in my district with a 5-year-old son battling pre-B-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia. For 2.5 years now, the family has been facing heartbreaking challenges, which have been made significantly worse by shortages of generic medications. First, their son was supposed to receive cytarabine, also known as Ara-C. This is a generic chemotherapy medication the family should have been able to inject into the little boy's thigh at home during a particularly fragile stage of their son's treatment. Instead, the family was informed that shortages would prevent them from obtaining that form of medication, and they would need to deliver all chemotherapy through a central port intravenous line. Repeated access to the central venous line led to an infection and ultimately a 3-week hospital stay hundreds of miles from their home in Evansville, Indiana. On top of that, the family has experienced shortages of dexamethasone, a generic corticosteroid that supports the immune system and helps the body to endure heavier rounds of chemo, and of blood thinners needed because of his port, and finally, even antibiotics needed when his suppressed immune system needed help. But this wasn't the first I had heard recently the troubling news about drug shortages. Earlier this summer, an oncologist in my district brought to my attention the fact that his practice was short on chemotherapy drugs. And subsequently, we found out this was a nationwide issue. So short, in fact, that they were forced to essentially ration the medication needed by his patients with cancer. I was really shocked by that in our country, we would have to potentially ration chemotherapeutic agents due to a shortage. We subsequently found out it was due to a manufacturing issue overseas. A physician myself, I cannot imagine being put in a position where I might have to choose which of my patients on this day might receive life-saving treatments. As the Energy and Commerce Committee, of which I'm a member, and other committees are considering legislation on drug shortages, let's think critically about how to enact meaningful reforms that will address the roots of these problems and allow for long-term change to mitigate chronic drug shortages. I urge my colleagues to remember real people are affected by these shortages every day. Our constituents, all Americans, are affected by this problem. So again, let's pass meaningful legislation to help resolve these chronic drug shortages. Mr. Speaker, thank you, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back.
Hello, friends. Are you missing a stimulus check? Thousands of Americans are set to receive late stimulus payments throughout this fall. New batches of checks are going to be deposited by the end of September. The Internal Revenue Service has also just released a big announcement. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all the latest news. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. According to Newsweek, thousands of Californians who missed out on receiving their middle-class tax refund payment will receive it by the end of this month. Most residents received a payment last year of up to $1,050 depending on their income, filing status, and whether they had children. The Democratic-controlled state legislature approved the one-time payments to eligible Californians to help offset record high gas prices. When asked about the payments, California Governor Gavin Newsom said, "We know it's expensive right now, and California is putting money back into your pocket to help. We're sending out refunds worth over $1,000 to help families pay for everything from groceries to gas." Now, the state's Franchise Tax Board has confirmed that 5,000 payments will be issued by the end of September for those who qualified but never received it. The batch is expected to be the last set of new payments, but a spokesman said that there could still be some cases going forward where people are reissued money, such as if they've lost their debit card or if their payment was sent to a previous address and was returned. A total of $9.2 billion in middle-class tax refund payments have been issued so far. That includes 7.2 million direct deposits and 9.6 million debit cards. Of the cards that have been sent out, 87% have been activated for a total value of $4.6 billion as of September 11th. So that means 13% of the cards sent to more than 1 million people have not been activated or used. Of the cards that have been activated, more than half still have money loaded onto them. Only 45% have a zero balance. The cards expire in April 2026, and the board is sending out letters to people who have not activated their debit card with instructions on how to do so. According to CNBC News, the IRS is shifting how it examines tax returns of lower earners as part of its effort to address inequity in enforcement. Starting in fiscal year 2024, the tax agency will substantially reduce the number of so-called correspondence audits, which happen by mail for certain tax credits. This includes the Earned Income Tax Credit, claimed by low to moderate income filers. The letter comes roughly 1 week after the IRS unveiled plans to use boosted technology and artificial intelligence to collect unpaid taxes from higher earners, partnerships, and large corporations. Chuck Marr, Vice President for Federal Tax Policy at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, told CNBC News, "It is part of this whole rebalancing. They're using resources to reverse the decline in enforcement at the top." Only 2% of Americans earning more than $5 million a year faced an audit in 2019. That is down from 16% in 2010. Findings showed the Earned Income Tax Credit has contributed to this disparity, and the IRS has been weighing policy changes to address the issue. The IRS aims to curb correspondence audits for earned income tax credits by helping taxpayers file more accurate returns up front, which will increase payment accuracy while reducing administrative burdens for the IRS and the tax filer. Generally, refundable tax credits, such as the Earned Income Tax Credits, face more scrutiny because filers can still receive a refund without taxes being owed. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community. To say thank you, I will be announcing several winners every Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.